I knew Joanne, Dick's sister, from high school. She went to the same high school as I did. She had been in St. Leo's, but somehow talked her dad into letting her go to the public school. So that's how we met. And there was a group of girls, and I don't know, I got along with Joanne. I thought she was so funny.
Where did you meet then?
And
Where? How old were you?
I must have been a senior in high school.
So you were 17 or 18 years old.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
And you came to Foxhome, or where are you saying it was?
What was?
Where you first met Dad?
Oh.
Joanne
Well, I think Joanne invited me out to Foxhome for the weekend, and that's where I met him.
Because Dad's saying that you came to a basketball game in Mandan, North Dakota, and
yes, you did. You came to Minot was playing Mandan.
Yes, you're right.
And you were at that game.
Yeah.
And so was I, because I was teaching in Mandan.
Yes, because what happened there, we were, the school,
Yeah.
my state my high school,
Yeah.
was working up. They
Yeah.
had won a lot of the games.
Yeah.
And so the big thing was the Mandan one.
Yeah.
And
And
the
so
group,
when I came home, I told Joanne, why don't you have Norma come out here? And she did then. Well, no, she said, why don't you ask her yourself? That's what Joanne said.
yeah, that might have been true. Yes,
Huh?
that's, yeah.
but this is after the Mandan basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
so the first time
time.
he ever saw you was the Mandan basketball game, and then he got Joanne to invite you out to the house.
And I remember being in the front seat of the car, and Joanne made me go in first, and so I was sitting right exactly next to him, and she was on the other side,
Yeah.
and he was talking to me and so forth. I thought, gee, he's a nice guy, you know? He's got a degree, too. Or something, I don't know. And so I don't know.
Where did he first kiss you?
Oh, he asked me out. We went to a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where, in Minot or?
Why not?
Uh-huh.
To a movie.
And how old were you?
Well, let's say 17,
Uh-huh.
16, 17, 18, I don't know.
She said to me, take me away. That's what she said.
I don't remember saying that.
Yes, you did.
Take you away. Well, I might have said that later on in our
I
together.
don't know.
And then what? In this whole thing, you got drafted.
Yeah, then I got
You
drafted.
had put in. First of all, you had put in.
This is after marriage, you're saying, though.
Yeah.
There's a long gap between 17 and getting married you got married at 18.
Got married at 19.
19, okay.
He had put in for Germany or Panama, and then he got drafted because he wanted to go to either one anyway to get out of what he was doing. And then when that happened, he got drafted, so he couldn't. I think he was going to go to Germany at that time. He got drafted, and
he was going to take you with him because you were married if he went to Germany.
And that's what, then we got married, because he was going to be drafted. And so, that's what we did.
And you
And then-
eloped.
Yes,
Hmm.
because either parents wouldn't go to the other place for absolutely not.
Mm.
Lutherans did not care for Catholics,
Okay.
and I don't know exact. And so I don't know where this story was. Joanne invited me up to go with Bonnie and Bill to Canada. They were going up there on a vacation, and they also Joanne invited Betty, my sister, to go too. And instead of us going up there, we eloped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
Uh-huh.
I forgot about that.
because we found out you were going to be drafted, so
Yeah,
Yes, we did.
And of course, when you were pregnant with Richard when I got drafted, weren't you?
no,
Huh?
no. We were only married 1 month before. I got married.
Well, you come to meet me in Maryland. Remember, I had to wait for you.
Because
You were pregnant then
no.
with Richard. Yes.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah. Remember, because
Well, I'm supposed to.
Leah and Johnny saw us, and they took us in because you were pregnant.
Here's my side of the story here. When you got drafted and you were in Maryland, you asked. Now we were married, and I got a train pass, got your money out of the bank, and also drew all your how I was able to do them. My cousin worked in the bank, so I was able to get the rest of your money out of your account by her, and so I bought a ticket on the train, and my folks took me to the train station, and we sat there, and I thought it was supposed to come a certain time, and here was this train sitting out there, which I should have been on. So
They
what
put you
ended up is we had to wait, and I got on a troop train
Yeah.
with all these GIs.
Oh, I was at the airport for hours.
Not the
waiting.
airport, the train station.
The train station.
I mean,
There was no airport back
then.
then.
Yeah, the train station. in
And I was so
Baltimore.
nervous with all these guys because I was very shy.
Yeah.
And I got an aisle seat, and the guy next to me was subdued. He wasn't real talkative, but I did talk to him. But of course, here I am, I'm the only one in that whole railroad car, woman.
You were very brave
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah, very brave. So, and then finally, he was in Maryland.
Oh.
Edgewood.
I was in Baltimore there at the airport.
No.
No, at the train station. Yeah. Waiting for you to come in.
Anyway, when you came in, I can remember you were at the top of this. After I got on the train,
Yeah.
and I thought, oh, I wonder if Dick's going to be here. Dickie at the time, we called him Dickie, and I can remember getting off the train and turning right to go up the escalator, and I thought, oh, I hope he's there, because I don't know how to get in contact with him. And there he was at the top of the stairs, up the escalator.
And she's.
And anyway, so
Oh,
then
I thought.
I can't.
And she's pregnant with you. So you had that experience.
I was
Well,
there,
he wasn't
so I
born
was.
until 1952.
Huh?
We got married in 50.
Yeah.
No, I was not pregnant.
When
No.
were you pregnant then?
He was born in 1952,
Yeah,
and this
I
was
know.
1950.
Oh, yeah.
And anyway,
Oh, yes.
I don't know how we got out of the
Oh, yeah.
train station.
Yeah.
Who picked us up there? I don't know. Maybe you had a friend. You picked me up there,
Yeah.
but I don't know that. But I know when we got to the base, we were in the, I don't know what the facility was. All I know, it had a telephone, and those big ones that are mounted on the wall.
Yeah.
And we went in there. It must have been close to the base because you were going to try to get me to be in the guest part of the base. See if you could get me on there. And this couple that you spoke of, Johnny and Leah, heard the conversation that we were having. And he was a sergeant, master sergeant in the Army. She was Jewish and he was something else. And she had red hair, deep, dark red hair. And then they came up, invited us for me to live at their place. They only had one bedroom, so they had a verbal couch we sat under, and they made the bed. And it was the worst bed in the world. Every spring you could feel. And then you went off, and I was there all alone. Yeah. And then, but there was a complex, so there was other wives in there. Yeah. So during the day, I would go to the grocery store, and I had a time when they were going to eat in the apartment, that when we ate in the apartment, because we didn't, I think maybe ate together. I don't know. And so you had somehow, I don't know how you got these books, but you got this book about the Germans and Third Reich, I don't know what it was. It was on a table in the so-called living room, and it was sticking out. But Leah is Jewish. Yeah. And she did not like that. And you didn't want to change it. And so somehow we changed it. We put the pages forward instead of the spine. And then I used to walk and get 2 pork chops and some, because we didn't have a closet or anything, because we were living in the living room. Yeah. And we could listen to it.
I remember.
And then you had to go down. You had to take your laundry down to the laundry room, and this is where I start meeting the neighbors, and we start getting together. And I didn't drink coffee then I didn't drink coffee until we went to Texas, Pasadena, Texas.
I remember she said, living with Norma was easy, but living with Dick was difficult.
Probably had to do with that book.
She said something like that anyway.
So anyway, something happened. I was preparing our meal, and Leah was in there, and she was standing next to the stove. I can remember she was to the left of me, and she started asking me, what do you girls talk about? I said, oh, lots of things. Do you talk about me? And that's the time, because for a long time I blushed real heavily. I didn't stop until sometime when I was in Coca-Cola.